Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here to tell you how to make your videos go viral on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube Shorts. Now, if you've never made content before, you're in the right place. If you're new here, hello, my name is Adil. I am the founder of Balance Male Grooming. I'm here to provide you beneficial products and services. On this channel, I share grooming tips, practical methods on how to make you feel confident, and insights into building a purpose-driven life and business. So if you're passionate about self-care, confidence, and making an impact in the world, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make your content go viral. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so why am I going over this? Guys, over the past year or so, our social media platforms has completely skyrocketed in views and in interaction. So I just want to share those tips that we went through, what went well and what didn't go well, so that you can benefit from it, as well as take those tips on board into your own business. Now, we've amassed over 500 million of views across all social media platforms, and we went from almost zero to 100K on Instagram in just 60 days, as well as hitting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube in less than a year. And not only that, on TikTok, we've amassed around 300,000 followers in just 2 years. What I will be sharing is my expertise in how to make sure you go viral in your business and on social media. And I also want to mention that this has been all organic reach. And the best thing about this, guys, is I'm going to show you how to do this at home using just your iPhone or your Android. Not this exact iPhone, because this one's broken. Okay, first things first, we have to understand the importance of social media in 2025. Social media will of course expose your business, as well as give you the brand awareness across all social media platforms if you use it in the right way. And the knock-on effect of that is that it will increase the website traffic and the sales for your business if you've got a purpose-driven business. And of course, it will give you the competitive advantage to make sure that no one else out there is doing what you're doing. And it is as deep as this, that if your business isn't on social media, your business is most likely not going to scale. So it's time for you to go down that route today. Now that we've established why we need to be on social media, you need to question yourself as to what is the purpose of me creating content. Now, I've based it down to just 4 things. Number 1, are you there to educate? Number 2, are you there to entertain? Number 3, do you just want to make some extra money? And number 4, is it just to make sure that you want to be spotted down the street and you want to become an influencer? Now, the first 3 are the best 3 reasons. If you've got content that will not only educate, but entertain, as well as provide you with an extra bit of income, then that's the perfect trio. The 4th one, however, I would not recommend, because that is a really short-term goal, and not only that, it would only be there to actually feed your own ego, and that's not what this is about. Now, you might be thinking, I have no idea what my skill is, I don't know what to educate on, I don't know what to entertain. You need to question, what is your passion? What is your hobby? Because you can easily document anything that you are creating outside of your job that you could easily put into content creation. If you're unsure of your passion, ask other people around you, the people that are close to you, as to what your passion is. Because I guarantee that will tell you, you're really interested in the XYZ, aren't you? And they'll give you that feedback, because sometimes it's really, really hard to self-reflect. So that's why it's important to rely on the people that are close to you to actually tell you what your passion is. Now, of course, mine back in 2012 was cutting hair, hence why I started the business in 2018 to make sure that we provide you with beneficial products and services. But before that, my sole aim was to make sure that I was cutting hair as well as working my 9 to 5 and documenting what my journey was. Once you've answered those questions and once you've reflected, and I really want you to make sure that you are giving yourself enough time to answer those questions, you want to now choose the 2 branding types that there are on social media. Number 1, it's personal branding. And number 2, it is anonymous branding. Now, there's pros and cons with both, and I'm going to break those down. However, I am going to give you a recommendation as to which one you should go down straight after. This video is brought to you by Balance Male Grooming, where looking and feeling good isn't an option, it's a necessity. If you're struggling to get your beard looking right, or maybe your hair's not sitting the way that you want, don't worry, I've got the solution for you. At Balance Male Grooming, we provide you with premium grooming products as well as services. No gimmicks, no hype, just real results. But let's take it a step further. Let's say you want bespoke advice on your hair and beard. That's why you can now book a one-on-one call with me today. For 40 minutes, I'll guide you step by step on how to maintain your hair and beard and your general style at home. No guesswork, just clear, professional advice. But here's the best part. If you book a call today, you'll get 10% off all our products for the rest of the year. So you can put what we discussed on the call into action immediately. We need to make sure we self-care with purpose and also impact the world. Hit the link now, book the one-on-one call, shop our products, and let's get your grooming game on point. Back to the video. With personal branding, it's basically you yourself talking to the camera and making sure that you are the the face of the brand. Anonymous branding is self-explanatory. There's no face to the business. You're essentially recording and creating content with no actual person. You're just recording a video of your skill or perhaps a part of the process of your business that is really satisfying. Now, the pros of personal branding is that people buy from people. You will eventually build credibility and trust with your audience. If you are the face to your brand, people will naturally relate to you, and you will bring in an audience who will naturally gravitate to you and resonate with whatever your topic is. Second pro is that it's really easy to network using your personal brand, as people will then just recognize you. You're the founder of X and I am really interested in what you're about. So going to events is really easy to introduce yourself to. I go to so many YouTube events and it's really easy to explain to people what content we make, and sometimes they already have seen the content already. So it's really refreshing and really easy just to break that ice when you're first talking to someone who you've never met before. Third pro is that it's super easy to monetize your content if you are in front of the camera, because brands will know exactly who the person behind the business is and they will reach out with a deal so that you can easily monetize your channel. The cons to personal branding are that you are going to face a lot of criticism online. There's going to be a lot of trolls, there's going to be a lot of hate comments, but you have to make sure that you ignore them, you silence them, and you don't even pay any attention to them, because those trolls actually feed off your reaction. And the other thing to personal branding is there's a pressure to make sure you maintain your image outside of this world. And what I mean by this world, I mean the social media world. So just take that into consideration. And that brings me on to the other side. The pros of anonymous branding is that it's anonymous. People won't know who you are. There's a lot of flexibility because, again, people won't know who you are. And there's a freedom of expression because your values won't be shown through a person. It will be shown through whatever you're doing, whatever process you're recording, or whatever skill that you are showing. But the cons of it are a lot more than there are with personal branding. It limits your opportunities. If you are only showing one dynamic of your business, it limits your opportunities. Why? Because like I said from the very beginning, people invest in people. People click subscribe because they enjoy the energy of another person. People click follow because they actually enjoy content that another person is actually saying or portraying. We are human beings and naturally we relate to other human beings. So if you're not putting your face to cam, it will limit the opportunities and limit the actual reach, comments, and all of that good stuff that you find on social media. My recommendation though is to always go down the personal branding route. This will give you a long-term strategy, and not only that, it will make sure that you are self-developing and making sure you're the best version of yourself. Now, we haven't even got into what kind of content actually goes viral, because I really want you to make sure you are the best version of yourself. And I want to introduce you to my friend, Carl. Now, Carl is all about making sure that you are set up with the best business on social media. Once you get to know Carl, just like I have, I guarantee your content will go viral. So let's start off with the first letter, C. Care. Do not care about what anyone thinks before you even start pressing record. Okay, once you put yourself into that mindset that I'm going to do this for myself and for the business, because I know that this is going to make the business grow, then just click record. Anything else is background noise. And it's unfortunate because as it goes, the people that are close to you and your family, they're the first ones to say, oh, why are you doing this? This is cringe. Do not do it at all. And those are the people that you are going to have to, unfortunately, close out and just focus on just making that content. I understand that this will be a massive barrier, but as soon as you get past that, I promise you, you will thank me. Because those people who are close to you and your family members or your friends who are saying that it's cringy, those laughs will turn into applause. Now that was a heavy loaded C. Let's get on to A. A is for acceptance. This is where you identify your strengths and weaknesses and accepting the cards that you've been dealt with. You are the brand's USP. No one else is like you. The person that you are is the reason why people resonate with you. So stick to it. Accept who you are, and that will naturally make your business and your content grow. This is, like I said, is a long-term strategy. This is not short-term. This whole social media thing, this whole game, it won't happen overnight. But if you quit, it won't happen at all. So let's not worry about things that are uncontrollable, but worry about things that are controllable. And the controllables are the essential tips that I'm giving you in this video. Once you've identified your strengths and your weaknesses, my strengths aren't really stacking up against my weaknesses, then make sure you are stepping out of your comfort zone and educating yourself so that when you do provide quality content on social media, you are happy with your strengths and you are happy with your weaknesses. Now, Carl is all about making sure that you are humble. That goes on to my next letter, and that is making sure that you are real. If you're not authentic on social media, you will be easily caught out. Be authentic in every post and in every caption. Just be yourself. Like I said, you are the USP. Usually in business, when you are selling products, there's a differentiator between every other brand out there. However, on social media, you are the main differentiator. Lastly, for social media content creation, Carl will tell you to always stay in your lane. Do not create content that you yourself are not confident on. You have a passion for, but you don't have knowledge on, if you get what I'm saying. Because if you start to make football content, even though you just watch it on the weekends, you don't have experience in actually playing football. So I would not recommend you making football content. However, if you attend games and you make it your lifestyle and you play it on a weekend or the weekdays and you live, breathe and eat football, then definitely create content just on football. However, if I'm now creating football content, but then I have another passion, which is cars, and I create car content, those two things are separate niches. So you need to make sure that you choose one of those niches, because your audience will completely lose you. And not only will you lose your audience, the algorithm will lose you, because you yourself will be pigeonholed into a certain category on social media. So on YouTube, on Instagram and on TikTok, you will be put into a category which is what people actually like. For example, my content is all about men's grooming, making sure your hair and beard is looking good at home. And I have gone down the ASMR route. As soon as I stopped doing that, and I've seen it myself, I'm speaking from experience, as soon as I talk in my videos on these shorts, my engagement has completely gone down. And I can show you that with this screenshot right now. So it's in your best interest to always stay in your lane. Make sure that you only stick to one topic so that algorithm serves you as well as your audience. That was the first part of social media. Okay guys, the next thing is, once you've developed and adopted that mindset, you've rewired your brain before actually clicking record, I'm actually here to tell you the actual tips on how to make sure your videos go viral. Number one is the hook. Typically, a good video will last around 30 to 50 seconds long. If you want to do a minute on TikTok, obviously you've got the TikTok creator program that actually rewards you for any videos after a minute. However, the viral videos that would actually make your business blow up on social media, those videos will be around 30 to 50 seconds. Now the hook is what actually makes the person want to stay on your video. The hook has to be less than 2 seconds long. 2 seconds long. In my videos, I'm going to show you exactly what I do to make sure that people stay on my videos. And I'll show you. It has to be eye-catching and maybe even ear-catching as well, if that's even a word. So what I have in my hands here are a spray and the clipper. And before every video, this is my hook. That poses a question as to what is this video going to be on, and the sound of it is actually quite nice to hear. As soon as you pose a question mark in the audience brain, that person will naturally stay till the end of the video to actually find out what this video is about. Now I'm going to tell you a simple point on the algorithm on all three social media platforms. The longer the person stays, the better it is for your video to go viral. Now you have to question what it is that will make people stay and watch my video. And I'm here to tell you that it has to follow a linear story structure. Now what does that mean? That just means a before and after video and you filling in that gap of filming the process. So for example, myself, my beard is really big before I film, I shave it, I do tutorials, and in the end, it's quite satisfying as to what the result is. As soon as someone sees that hook and they question what this video is, and then they follow a journey of a before and after satisfying video, they will make sure that they stay to the end, and that will make sure that the video is then blasted out to a lot of people, not only around them, but across the world. The more satisfying it is, the more chances for your video to go viral. This leads me on to my next point. What kind of content will you actually make? Will it be verbal versus non-verbal? Now, my content is clearly non-verbal as I go down the ASMR route, and I'll tell you why. The most engaging content on social media is one without any language. The most followed TikToker in this world is a person who does not even speak to the camera. His name is Kabilame. You have to question why he's the most followed. The algorithm is built so that everyone is included. Once you go down that ASMR route, I promise you, the more likely your videos will go viral. The third tip I have for you, is your content going to be share worthy? Would you be able to send it to your friends and family and for them to then share it on and your audience to share it on as well? If the answer is no, do not post it on social media. If the answer is yes, then perfect. Now my fourth tip is, and this is where the reps come in. Just like when you go to the gym, you go to the gym on a daily basis to actually see results. The same thing happens with social media. You have to post at least once a day for at least 30 days. And that's for all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and any other social media platforms that you actually want to go on. With Instagram, you want to post as reels, and do this thing where you only post as reels and not on your profile grid. That's something that I personally have found that has helped balance male grooming. Now you might be thinking, oh, you had me right until you said that I have to post once a day. I am so busy. I work a 9 to 5. I've got another job. I've got XYZ, which is fine. I understand that. However, if you do want your business to scale, you have to follow this strict structure. Otherwise, this video is not for you. I'm going to provide you a content calendar, which is what you can see on your screen right now. On Mondays and Tuesdays, you want to make sure you film and edit all of your content. And on the rest of the days, you want to make sure that you post on all 3 platforms at these times. Now, again, this is UK timing, and this is something that I found that has worked for me. Now, again, it can change depending on where you are. Now, these timings are subject to change based on where you are. If you're from another area of the world, then just message me. I'll be able to advise on what time you should be posting. However, this is a normal structure that I recommend, making sure that you batch record on 2 days, maybe even 3, edit on another day, and then post, and make sure that pattern is repeating itself for the next week. With that content calendar, we went from just 4,000 followers on Instagram to 100,000 followers in just 60 days. And this is the graph of scale right now that you can see in front of you. So this is proof that whatever you're doing right now, you can actually scale if you just put the reps in. In order for us to actually be better at something, we have to practice a lot more, right? I used to be a barber. In order for my fades to be better, in order for me to actually know how to cut the top of the hair with structure, I have to make sure that I'm cutting more people's hair. I can't just sit around and making sure, okay, cool, I'm just going to be better overnight. No, because once you start posting, you're going to realize what is a good video and what is not. That brings me on to my next point. You have to analyze your videos. Let's say you've posted 7 videos in the last week. You have found that there's one video that has a bit more views than the other videos. You want to click into that, see the analytics, understand why that video has done better than the others. You want to repeat that, and you want to pretty much replicate whatever you did in that video into your new videos. Once you've started, I wouldn't really look into your audience in terms of the demographic, the gender, and where they're based. I wouldn't really care about that. I would just care about making sure that you are providing beneficial education, entertainment, and you are generating an income. So making sure that you're providing some value to that person who is watching and bringing your authentic self. Now, if you're a massive content consumer, then you'll see that there are a lot of trends on social media. Your question is, do I follow these trends? As a business, I would not recommend. Now, trends are for those people who are just there for a short period of time. However, if you do want to jump on a trend, just know that it's going to be short term. If anything, I'd recommend you to actually create your own trend. That would actually retain your customer and actually give you that competitive advantage to other brands out there. For example, this in itself is a trend. Although people might not actually follow that trend, it's the actual sound and the actual hook that people would follow, that people would replicate. Now you might be questioning, okay, what about trending music or audio? My recommendation is, if you're going down the ASMR route and the storytelling route, then here's a practical tip. Choose a trending sound, put the volume to 0, and then use a natural audio from the actual video. That would maybe help the algorithm. However, I think the algorithm has got a lot better since last year, and that may not be able to work in 2025. The question still stands, should I put trending audio into my videos? I would not recommend it. Again, it's short term, and you want to make sure that whatever you're producing is something that you can actually do over and over again. Trends are there for a short period of time. Now, as you can tell, this video has mostly been about changing your mindset. Now, I've given you tips on what you should do before even creating a video, how to make a video go viral. Before you actually post, you need to renew your intention and question, does this video fall in line with my personal values as well as my business values? Once you've done that, you can then go onto the caption and you want to make sure that each caption for each social media platform is different, because each algorithm and each SEO engine is completely different. With Instagram, I recommend to break in your captions, making sure they're about 3 to 4 lines. With TikTok, I'd make sure that there's only 1 sentence and about 10 hashtags. With YouTube, again, it has to be a title as to what the video is in itself. Make sure there's capital letters, make sure there's emojis, and using only 2 hashtags. After you post, you want to respond to any comments and any DMs from that video. Now, at the start, you might not get any, but if you do get any comments, make sure you respond ASAP and pose a question, make that person feel good about them commenting. Obviously, if it's a troll, completely ignore, maybe even delete. On Instagram, you want to make sure that video is posted then onto your story. On TikTok, you can just leave it as it is. And on YouTube, again, you can leave it as it is. If you want to share your TikTok onto Instagram as a story, feel free to do that. And likewise, if you want to do that from YouTube onto Instagram, again, feel free to do that. But make sure you always put a link as to where they can find that video. Now, in terms of virality and when it will come, with TikTok, you will get that instant dopamine hit if your video has done well. Now, that dopamine hit is something that is really, really addictive, and it's really rewarding. Because one, you know that your content has now finally broken through and you've actually got something that is quality and is of worth. But again, you need to check yourself and make sure that I've now created a video that has hit 1 million views, I can do it again. However, the algorithm is ever changing and it really, really humbles you. One video of mine can get up to 20 million views. The next video can't even break 100K. Why is that? Sometimes we just have to accept that we are subject to the algorithm's change, and we just have to keep persevering and creating that good content. Again, the algorithm is all about making sure the person stays longer because of good quality content. However, with YouTube, they benefit you with slow and steady views. On the first day, you might not even get any views. On the second day, maybe 100, maybe 200. On the third day, it might go up to a K, but slowly in a month, it will probably get to about 500K, maybe even 1 million if your video is really, really good. Now, I created a video that went super viral on all 3 platforms. 18 million on YouTube, 77 million on Instagram, and 55 million on TikTok. Now, all it was something very short, sweet and beneficial, and something that was share worthy. If you follow those 3 things in any video, I promise you, your video will go viral. Guys, I can't cover everything in just this YouTube video, so I might do a part 2 if you comment down below. However, from what I just said, I want you to now set your goal. I want you to set 1 short-term and 2 long-term goals, okay? The short-term goal is as simple as this: to create your first TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube short by next week. I don't care what it is, what the idea is. And even if you don't post it, I just want you to create. I want you to get used to making sure that you are in front of the camera and you are talking to yourself or showing the skill that you have in front of camera. The long-term goal, I want you to make sure that you are writing down something that you're gonna reach an X amount of followers or X amount of views by X amount of days. Another long-term goal I want you to write down is to maybe even, I want to work with X brand. Once you've written these goals and you've seen it in front of you, that will then help you make sure that you are aligned to make that video go viral. Now, this channel is all about making sure we're the best version of ourselves, and I personally am super interested in what you are about to post. So make sure you are dropping down your username in the comments so that I can follow your journey. As well as that, I am open to any questions in my DM. So the link for my Instagram will be down below, or just send me an email and I'll be super happy to answer any questions after this video. If you do want me to do a part 2, again, comment down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.